All right, everybody, we'll go ahead and get started. It is 12:02 and welcome to the Start Peninsula information session. This is our ninth year with Start Peninsula. It's hard to believe how fast time goes by. This will be recorded. It is recording now, and sometime later today, this evening, we will send everybody that's on a copy of this recording. So make sure that we have your email address. You can comment your email address, and then we'll keep a tally of everybody that attended so that you can get a copy. And again, we'll send that out sometime later tonight. If you have any questions along the way, also put those in the comments as well. I'll go through a quick deck going over probably a lot of questions that you all have. So just throw those in the comments, and then once we're done, then we'll go through those questions, and we'll go ahead and get started. First thing we got to do is recognize the people that put Start Peninsula on. Like I said, this is our ninth year, and we always rotate locations on how this works. And this year, the host location is Newport News. Last year was James City County, and we have Laura on in the house. But this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the city of Newport News, the city of Hampton, James City County, city of Poquoson, city of Williamsburg, York County. They're the ones that to make all this possible. So a shout out to them for making this happen. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we can go ahead and we'll get started. So welcome. So a lot of people, we search and try to touch as many people as we can to show them what Start Peninsula is. But no matter what, we always find people after the fact, and they're like, "Boy, I wish I would have found out found out about Start Peninsula sooner so that I could participate." But with that, what is Start Peninsula? And it's a year-round set of activities designed to help you validate your business. Or your business idea. And what do I mean by validate? It's before you get started, if you have you have this idea, before you spend any money, before you pour your life savings into something, before you spend a crazy amount of time, or you just going for it and going for broke, let's find out that the problem that you are trying to solve is worth solving. And this is a great platform to do that. So we'll jump in to how we go about doing that. So who can participate? It's anybody with a business idea or an early stage business. You have to be located within Hampton Roads. So the name says Start Peninsula, but anybody within the 757 region can participate. Or you have to be located within Hampton Roads when you open your business. So we have had some folks in the past that were in the process of relocating here, but you need to make sure that you have a business license within the region when it comes time to operate. We also ask that, or we enforce the fact that there can't be any prior accelerator companies that participate with Start Peninsula, or any companies that have raised capital. Really, again, we want to make sure that we level the playing field in the sense of if you've gone through an accelerator, if you've raised money from investors or friends and family, you've already really validated your business idea. And to go and participate in a Start Peninsula type competition isn't necessarily going to help you get to the places that you need to be. So we really, we want to level the playing field so that it's fair for everybody that has the need to validate. And we're looking for scalable businesses. What do we mean by scalable? It's something that can generate revenue, or would result in a number of employees that work for your business. So it doesn't necessarily need to be tech only. That is a popular question that we get. It really is just, it's anybody that has something that can grow into something larger. As I mentioned, this is the the 9th year that we're getting ready to do this, and we've had some great success along the way. This is it's one of those things that, boy, until we look back, and see, this is something that we're really, really proud of. So we've had last year we had one of our Star Peninsula winners on Shark Tank, got a deal with Mark Cuban. I think it was Mark Cuban, Lori Grenier, and one of the guest sharks. And he went back and told his story as part of our keynote last year. We've had at least 7 companies go on to accelerators. And what's an accelerator? That's once you validated your business, an accelerator is a place that you go to accelerate the growth of your business. And that when you finish an accelerator, then your company is more investable. So it's a really high intense program that's usually 12 weeks, 16 weeks that is used to grow your company. So after you validate, the accelerator is really the next step that you would look to take your business. Year 1, we had Buskey Cider, and that he has now grown that business to become the 2nd largest cidery in Virginia. So when you're in stores and you see Buskey Cider, try it out. If you're at a restaurant, try it out. I mean, it was a cool story. He had no idea how to brew cider, if you will. I mean, he just had this. He had the idea. He pitched it, and then he went after it. And he's done really, really well for himself. We've had a White House appearance a few years back during Entrepreneurship Week. That was great. And really, in total, we have surpassed 10 million in capital that has been raised through different investing sources, whether if it is friends and family, whether if it is seed, different seed funding for different investors, going through different accelerators. So with sometimes accelerators, they will give you like $20,000 of funding. So for 0 equity, sometimes they'll give you 20,000 or 7 or 100,000 for 7%, 6% of your company. It varies from place to place, but all told, throughout the last 8 years, we have surpassed 10 million in funding, which is really, really cool. So what's the process? You have to apply to pitch. And you can do that on startpeninsula.com. Questionnaire, we want to capture your information so that we can look somewhat organized when we have our different pitch events. But you apply to pitch, we get that, then we will approve your application. So we're looking forward to make sure that you haven't raised money, that you're located in the region, make sure that you have an idea that is that we want to be proud of. We've had some interesting stories of past people that presented some things, and since we are using tax dollars, we want to make sure that we're not investing in and promoting businesses that would not look positive on what we're trying to do here. Once your application is approved, then you have to purchase your pitch ticket. We'll get into this a little bit later, but you have to purchase a pitch ticket. And the main reason we want people to purchase a ticket is $50. And that is to keep people, we want to make sure that you're in it for the right reasons. There are so many people that will just have an idea and then they'll never pursue it. So we want to make sure that you had a little bit of skin in the game. 1, it shows that you're serious. 2, it will ensure that you show up when it comes time to pitch. So you purchase your pitch ticket, and then you'll be entered in one of the 4 micro pitch competitions that we have scheduled this year. And with each micro pitch competition, 3 winners will then advance to the final pitch event that will be held on November 3rd. And the top 3 businesses from that event will each get $5,000 in seed funding, but we'll go over those details here in a couple of minutes. But apply to pitch. Once your application is approved, jump on it, purchase that pitch ticket, go to the micro, make sure that you attend micro pitch, and we want to see you at the final event. So what if you don't know how to pitch? What if you've never been in a situation where you're up on stage and you have 3 judges that you're looking at and they're evaluating? We have Pitch Perfect. That is there to help you out and teach you the things that you need to know. There's no secrets. I mean, this whole Start Peninsula is totally designed to help you succeed beyond this competition. It's so that when you continue your business journey, that you have the tools that you need. So Pitch Perfect, it's free to attend. It's going to teach you everything that you need. It's a very low threat environment. It allows you to practice and get feedback with a group of people. And this really is telling for me is that going back through the years that we have hosted Pitch Perfect, 7 out of the 10 finalists that pitch have all attended Pitch Perfect. And 2 of the 3 winners typically attend Pitch Perfect. I mean, the practice, the feedback, the repetition, the practice. I mean, it's just, there is nothing easy about pitching. We recognize that. I'm one of the people that put on Pitch Perfect. I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of companies throughout this journey. I have gone from starting my own business to now investing in businesses. So I understand what it's like to be on one side of the equation and then on the investor side. So I know what I'm looking for and I know what other investors are looking for. So I cannot recommend it enough. Startpeninsula.com. That's where we have where you can register for everything. There's our Pitch Perfect dates. So everything is designed to help you before each one of the micro pitch competitions that we have set in place. So those are the dates that we're going to host the different Pitch Perfects. And then you attend Pitch Perfect, and then you're going to do really well at the micro pitch competition. So as I mentioned before, you must apply to pitch. It's $50 to pitch. We want to make sure that you're in it, that you're going to show up. It's limited to 10 pitchers for each event. Now, we take the same approach that airline industries take and hotels place. We will overbook. We will approve more than 10 people to pitch. It comes down to the first 10 people to purchase those pitch tickets, because if we were to just approve 10 and then cut it off at that, maybe 7 or 8 people will then complete the process to purchase their pitch ticket. So we will keep on approving folks until those 10 pitches for that particular micro pitch is filled. And then also, if you don't get into that one, then since we have 3, then you can enroll into one of the upcoming pitch events. But when you're pitching, slides, props, demos, all that stuff is allowed. It's your time to do what you wish. And in terms of time, it's a 3-minute pitch. So you have 3 minutes to do what you want. You're going to be pitching to 3 judges at the micro pitch competition. And that is followed with a 2-minute question and answer period. Each judge will be allowed to ask 1 or 2 questions. Each judge will ask their questions, and then we'll put 2 more minutes on the clock, and then you'll answer those questions. The top 3 will advance to the final event that's going to take place on November 3rd. And one of the really cool things is that as you advance to the final event, then with partnership with the Small Business Development Center and William & Mary with the business school, each of those folks will get 20 hours of time that they'll have a team of 2 students that are pursuing their MBA to help you on your business. Now, you can do that in preparation for the final pitch event, or you can wait until after the final pitch event and use those students. It's totally up to you on however you want to utilize that time. But this is last year was the first year that we did it, and these students are super, super sharp. They're very passionate about helping. This is the real world stuff that they want to learn about. I do manage the students to make sure that they're providing everybody with the things that they need, helping the businesses the way that they need to be helped. But I mean, we're really, really pleased how everything worked out last year. So we're going to do it again this year. micro pitch dates. So we got one in March, this in a few weeks, then April and September and October. We have a little bit of a summer break, and that's primarily just because last year we tried, it's just tough to compete against vacations and other distractions. So we have like the spring season and the fall season, if you will. I've seen different people take different approaches in terms of what they want to, which ones that they want to try to, which micro pitch they want to participate in. Totally up to you on how you want to work it. I mean, so what do I mean by that? I personally, I think that a lot of people try to put things off to the last minute. And by putting things off to the last minute, typically September and October fill up pretty quick. And so then you have a longer period of time to work on your pitch, but you're giving yourself one shot. Whereas if you wanted to participate in March or April, that might be a quicker time frame in order that you have to pitch. But I think that say you totally just blew it, you had an off night and it didn't work out well, you can take another swing at the bat. You can then apply to pitch again in April or September. So I think that there's an advantage of going early than it is if you were to go late. But it's totally up to you, and you can proceed however you wish. I had mentioned that you will be pitching 2 judges. So some of the qualities and characteristics that we look for. This is always a really hot topic because it's never the business's fault or the pitcher's fault that the person didn't advance. It's always because the judges were terrible. That said, we spend a lot of time making sure that we have quality judges. They have extensive experience in the angel or VC space. They know what it's like to write a check. So we make sure that they check that box. They understand startups and early stage small businesses. They know the space and they want you to succeed. And a lot of times, they will offer their assistance once they've heard you pitch. That said, totally take them up on that because they've been in the industry, they know what they're looking for, and if they're offering to help, it's because they really want to. That said, some of the judges may or may not be the same judge for upcoming events. So we may have the same judge for the March micro pitch, and then they may judge again in November. So if they are going to, they can't mentor you during the time that you prepare for November. So just be aware, we don't want there to be any unfair biases one way or the other. Once all the judges are confirmed, then they will be listed on the website. Hopefully you've noticed that the website is listed on the bottom of each slide so that you know where to go. But my thing would be, to me, I would prepare. I would look to see who the judges are. I would check them out on LinkedIn, just to see how they think, what they invest in, what you can learn from them. That's a big piece. So if you need help along the way, we have a whole mentorship bank of people. I just threw up a couple examples that we have. We understand that it's really, really difficult to start a business. We've all been there. So Gary Plagg, he's the person that does Pitch Perfect with me. And he was a professor at William & Mary at the business school in communications. He's relocated, but he's still involved with the program. He's still teaching communications. All these people have the give before you get mentality. They get it, and they want to pass on their knowledge. So if you need help with coming up with your financial model, or how do I even operate this business? We have different mentors. Just ask how you can be helped, or as we list them on the website, and you can reach out to them. But everybody's designed to help you out with your business so that you can prepare for November or thereafter, what you're doing. We've built a really a really cool community that continues to grow along the way. Again, I just, the whole idea, you go to Pitch Perfect, go to the micro pitch, and then you advance to the main event. So that's kind of like what the initial roadmap looks like for you. But the cool thing is that this also goes into play in terms of the bigger ecosystem, if you will, for 757. And I'll touch on that here in a second. So when you go to that final pitch, as I mentioned, the top three from the previous micro pitches will go. There is no cost to attend that. You've already paid your $50. You advance on to the next round. Just like with the micro pitches, you have the use of slides, props, demos. Everything's going to be held on Zoom. This year, we've already made that decision. That has worked out well. So some of the things that we talk about at Pitch Perfect, making sure you understand how to share your slides, making sure that your slides are formatted in a way so that information is not covering them up. Those types of things. This time there's going to be 5 judges as opposed to 3. The same format as before. The top 3 pitchers receive $5,000 and the others receive $500. So not a bad deal. November 3rd, 5:30 to 8:30, and it's going to be, everything will be held on Zoom. Then once you're one of the top 3, you've hit step 1 and that the regional roadmap, and then that helps you with applying to something like 757 Accelerate. You validated, you continue to work on your business, you're ready to take that next step. That next step is 757 Accelerate. By design, a lot of the judges that we make sure that we have someone from 757 Accelerate as a judge so that they can kind of see what the up and coming rising talent is in terms of entrepreneurship, so that they have visibility with you there. They typically have their cohort is once a year, and that starts in the fall. You go through 757 Accelerate. Then, as I mentioned before, then now you're more of an investable company, and then you can apply to something like 757 Angels, and you can raise money for your business. So that's really how everything kind of goes into place in terms of how our ecosystem works, and we continue to mature. And again, we have someone from 757 Angels as part of the judging panel as well, so that they can provide you feedback, give you guidance, and when it comes time to pitch your company, they've heard of you before. So a lot of the frequently asked questions. Does my business need to be a tech business? No. It needs to be scalable. It needs to be something that can grow. We're not looking for somebody that wants to start a real estate company or something, something like that. It's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Why do I need to pay for a pitch ticket? Again, just to make sure that you have skin in the game. It's not a money-making thing for us, especially when things like Pitch Perfect are free, but we want to make sure that people are serious. How much does it cost for a general admission ticket? So that's free for everybody to attend. Well, all people have to do is register. So if you have people on your team, if you have friends and family, invite them to come out and watch. Typically, we'll have folks we'll have investors in the audience. We'll have people that love entrepreneurship. You'll have potential customers in the audience. You'll have people that may be future team members. So that's the kind of stuff also that we talk about in Pitch Perfect. So you never know who is going to be in that audience that is willing to help or be a customer. Will I need to purchase a pitch ticket if I want to try a second micro pitch event? Yes, you do need to. So if you didn't get through the first time and you wanted to try again, everyone, you have to pay for a second ticket. How is the pitching order determined? We do that based on if you were the first person to buy your ticket, you're the last person to pitch. So it's a benefit for those people that purchase early. It's just like American Idol in the sense of typically the people that go last, they're the ones that you remember. And when a judge is listening to 12 pitches, typically they'll remember the first one or two and then the last two. And then everyone in the middle is kind of just jumbled up in the mix. So there is certainly, in my opinion, an advantage of going last because one, it helps you settle in and you're going to be more memorable. Whose attendance? I did touch on that. So we've had a lot of people that they may not necessarily have been one of the winners. However, there's investors that are in the audience and they want to help that company out. They find something that they like about a company. That's the whole idea. That's what makes everything work. So that's really great to see. So make sure that you're looking at it from the sense of it's not just a me talking to the judges type of thing. Will someone steal my idea? No. I mean, it's one of those, sure, there might be somebody that is looking for something. However, we don't do non-disclosure agreements. The judges don't do non-disclosure agreements. Investors will not do NDAs. The thing about it is that you have the passion to solve that problem. You know the secret sauce. You're not going to be sharing any secrets that is going to enable someone else to take your idea and make it successful. It is yet to happen. It's not going to happen. And if anything at all, worst case scenario, it teaches you that you have to execute on your idea and keep pushing. What do I get if I win? So we went over the prize money, $5,000 for the top three, $500 for the others. You also get marketing through the different press releases. You're part of the Start Peninsula alumni. We're always trying to keep as best communication with everybody as we possibly can. Try to keep tabs on their successes. Leverage us so that we can help tell the stories. You have all the localities on the peninsula that are backing you. They want to see you succeed. They want to be able to help you achieve that next milestone. So stay connected with us. As I mentioned, you have access to the business school students. And then we're also collecting additional inputs from folks as well along the way. Another question is, I was approved to pitch. Does that guarantee my position to pitch? No. As I said before, once those 10 slots are filled, that cohort is closed, and then you have to look to a different micro pitch competition to attend. And that's all I have. I'm going to leave the rest open for any questions that you have. Gavin, if there's anything in the, let's go through the comments. If there's any that are in the comments that we can touch on.
Yeah, I see one pop up right here from TK. Basically says, if the goal is to validate business ideas, do I have to have my business established in order to receive the prize, or can I use an existing business to collect the prize money?
No, so with that, great point. So a lot of the companies are just an idea. So it is just a concept. So that, with that said, a lot of the companies are pre-revenue, meaning that they haven't made any money yet. So you don't have to have a business license in place just yet. You don't, this is the whole idea to help you along that way so that you're ready to hit the ground running when that happens. So no, everything is good there.
Cool. I got two more come in. Lynn says, can you give more examples of the types of businesses that have pitched previously?
Yeah, we've had, so the company that was on Shark Tank, they were called Safety Nailer, and like they literally 3D printed a plastic device that you put on your fingers that protects your fingers. So when you hammer a nail, you don't accidentally hammer your fingers. And it was like magnetic and whatnot so that the nails don't slip out of place. That was one. We've had another one of the winners a winner last year was Chair One Fitness. And she runs a fitness business that helps people that maybe you're not mobile, that they sit in a chair and they do exercises from the chair, that she has gained a lot of traction that way. We have had another company, Instant Teams. They focus on finding employment opportunities for the spouses of military. They're just an underserved, really valuable resource that they put together virtual teams so that they can work. Gosh, we've had so many. We had someone come up with another winner last year was Wave Coffee Brewer. His was it was a microwavable way. It was like a microwavable K cup, if you will, so that you don't have to use a Keurig. And then the other winner last year was Hot Rock. That was a product company that allows for you to heat your floors in a different way that's been done in the past. And they've gone on to raise money. We've had another company called Senior Runs. It's a ride sharing, not ride sharing. It's a companion ride driver business that helps. So if you had a mother or a father that was in assisted living and they needed transportation to their medical appointments, or if they needed transportation to go to the grocery store, then Senior Runs is the company that would do that. So it's more than Uber in the sense of all these people are trained medically to take you to the places that you need to go, and it solves the pain point of with the burden being on the kids to adult kids to do all the transportation for their parents. That's alleviated. Plus the fact that a lot of the assisted living facilities now don't offer those services and they want to outsource those types of services. So we really have run the gamut on so many different ideas.
Yeah, I would also add that the website has, videos of past pitches and like a more built out kind of explanation of some of the past winners. So if you guys wanted to go there too and check it out, I know Laura put in the chat. It's a great resource. Get some ideas too.
Yeah.
But the next question is, can you define scalable as far as to what extent?
Yeah. What do I mean by scalable? It's just really a fancy way of saying that your business grows. So yeah, how do you go from your first customer to 10? And how do you go from 10 to 100? And then the whole idea is the more automation that you put into play, that your business can then service more and more people without exchanging people for hours. So a scalable business in the sense of, like, if you look at a Facebook or any software type business, Facebook, they developed a platform and now they can just grow users. And it really doesn't affect them one way or the other in terms of the hosting is put in place. But beyond that, you can just have multiple, in their case, hundreds of millions and billions of people on the platform with the same amount of work. So scalable is just a fancy way of growing your company, how you get from one number to the next.
Cool. And I think the last one right now is just basically asking about the final event in November, and just going over the date once more, Tim.
Yep, final event will be November 3rd on Zoom from 5:30 to 8:30. And with this, there'll be more pictures. It's a little longer in length. We'll have a keynote speaker as well. And we've had some really cool keynotes. Like I said, last year was Drew from Shark Tank. In the past, we've had, the year before last, we had an angel investor from New York City come down and talk about what he's looking for. And it was interesting. He talked about his biggest miss was investing in Google before they were Google. The year before that, we had Jason Calacanis, who is, he was the third person to invest in Uber, Robinhood, and the first peer group of people to invest in Calm, the meditation app. So he's doing pretty well for himself. And if that's it in terms of questions on comments, hopefully you guys have grabbed the contact information if you want to contact me. You got the website information. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Start Peninsula is on all of those platforms. Stay connected. We'll post whenever there's a judge announcement or a mentor announcement. For the most part, everything is at Start Peninsula or at Start dash or underscore Peninsula, depending on what handles we're able to get. But stay connected with us on social media, and I will stop sharing my screen, and then we can answer any other questions.
I think one question that I'm thinking about is if I have a business idea, but I'm apprehensive in attending a micro pitch event because I'm not sure if I'll be able to attend a November event if I win. What are the rules and how does that work with the prize?
You do need to. You have to be present to win in November, so you want to make sure that that you are able to attend November 3rd.
Is there a minimal limit? Like if there's only 5 contestants, would the event be canceled?
We did last year. We did have to push an event, but we would cross if something. Worst case, if something happened, we would cross that bridge when we got there. And in the event that we did have to do that last year, then people were just able to transfer that pitch slot to an upcoming micro pitch competition.
I would say the one great thing is that the events are virtual now. So even if you have, say, an emergency come up and you have to be in California, you could participate remotely, which is something that's really nice about the event now, because it used to be all in person. And so, it made it a lot more difficult, or people could run late because of traffic. And so by having virtual, not only are we being COVID and pandemic friendly, but it's an ease of access for everybody involved.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially when we have something at 5:30 and people are stuck at bridge tunnels and whatnot. That is all gone. So numbers have actually gone way up since we've gone virtual only.
And I think even last year, our keynote, Drew, was in Florida.
Oh, was he really?
He was on vacation, and so he carved out time for us to tell us about his experience. And so you can be anywhere as long as you have a computer and a Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, I had no idea. I will say, I mean, it is you get out of it what you put into it, and the people that put everything that they have into it, those are the ones that to help hit that $10 million in capital raise mark. They're the ones that go on to the accelerator. I mean, this is such a great platform for you to use. Not to mention that, I mean, you all will meet people that you'll be lifelong friends with one another, because you're going through the same, I mean, there's nothing easy about it. And just the community that we're creating, it's not, I mean, I say this and it sounds super cliche. It's not about winning. A lot of the folks, the competitive nature in us, we want to win, but really the people that you meet, the network that you gain, the lessons that you learn, I mean, it is truly life-changing, and you get out of it what you put into it. I mean, it's just like life.
Okay, I've got 2 things that I would like to ask. One is, you mentioned senior runs, and is it nonprofit as well, or is it just profitable companies you're looking at? And then secondly, what if you already have and not an idea, I mean, basically franchise, you get a franchise. Could that be included, or is that excluded?
Well, in terms of the nonprofit, when nonprofits start, they have to have a for-profit mentality. And a lot of times what people learn along the way is that if you have that for-profit mentality along the way, then you might as well just be or you might as well just be for-profit, or you may as well, or you look into what's called a benefit corporation, and that's kind of a hybrid between the two. So we have not turned down anyone that wanted to be a nonprofit. And a nonprofit has gone on to 757 Accelerate as well, and they continue to do really well. But like I said, at the end of the day, you need to be able to provide a service that people are willing to pay for, because you can't start a nonprofit and hope that you're going to survive based on donations and grants. I mean, it's just the odds are stacked against you from that standpoint. From a franchise, that would be something that we would probably not approve, just because what you need to do is you need to pay for your franchise license, and then everything else is provided for you there. So they already provide the playbook for you, and it's not necessarily, this is for new business ideas and concepts for people to want to start. And Laura, feel free to correct me if I say anything wrong.
No, I mean, you've done a great job, Tim.
I think this question might be more for the pitch perfect thing, but I remember one difficulty I had was, is there any advice for like when they ask you the questions on how to like answer the questions effectively? Like I felt like I kind of rushed my answers when I really did have the answers, but I don't know, I just started kind of like blabbering and fumbled a little bit.
No, I mean, that's and that is a big part of Pitch Perfect. But with the Q&A, I mean, personally, I see that's where people shine, because during the pitch itself, everybody is so focused on trying to remember the points that they want to hit on, and then when the Q&A part starts, then that's when none of it is scripted. You can speak from the heart. The whole idea, and this is, so when Jason Calacanis visited us a couple of years ago, one of the things, and it has stuck with me ever since, is that when you're answering Q&A, with every answer, you're doing one of two things. You're either building credibility or you're losing credibility. So when you answer those questions, you need to answer it in the sense of that you're building that credibility. And some people even gameplay things in the sense of they may leave stuff out of the pitch because they want that investor or that judge to ask the question in the Q&A. Another tactic that some people use is that they're like, oh, I have the answer to that question. My 2 minutes is up, but I'd love to schedule a follow-on meeting with you so that I can answer that particular question and then tee up the next meeting. But really, it's just, if you look at everything from answering it from hey, I'm building my credibility. I know this space. I know it better than anybody. And just being super direct and to the point. And that's really a big part of why we wanted to time limit the Q&A aspect, is because it allows you to drive the conversation and just answer the questions that need to be answered.
I think one thing that also is good is, the earlier you participate, the more you can see sort of what types of questions the judges ask. And so the more you participate in the different micro pitch events, even if it's just as a viewer, I think you can glean a lot from the questions other companies are asked that will help you prepare, because that's one thing that the judges have a diverse background. Some are, affiliated with educational institutions, some are entrepreneurs, some are angel investors. So they all sort of bring a different perspective forward. And so by even just participating as a viewer at each micro pitch event, I think that you gain a bigger understanding of what the judges are looking for and what they're asking.
Yeah. And to add on to that, Pitch Perfect, Star Pencil is designed to help you succeed. And I said that there are no secrets when it comes to that. Pitch Perfect is exactly that case in point, in the sense of we go over the rubric that the judges are using to evaluate everybody. And so it is the problem, the solution, the market, and then the presentation itself. and we go over those things. So there are no secrets. And the thing about it is, whenever you pitch from here at this point forward, those are the core elements that you need to talk about. So this is designed to help you and allow you to grow forever and ever.
I think this pitch thing is awesome. I mean, where have you guys been at?
See, I'm telling you, we hear this and we try to market and market and market. I mean, so it's how did you find us? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, Meetup. I was on Meetup. I said, well, let's see what's up there. And you guys popped up. I said, well, I'm here at the house. Let me have a conversation, see what's going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so where have you guys been? So, but one of the things I wanted to ask you as well is how many of the people who did not even make it to the finals, have you talked to any of them actually made their business grow?
Yeah, I mean, and quite honestly, I think that some of the people that have been the most successful aren't necessarily the winners. I like the fact that if they didn't make it through, that they have a little chip on their shoulder and they just keep on pushing. But I mean, it's just, if the people are in it and they're really, really serious, they just keep on going. And so Senior Runs, the company that we talked about just a minute ago, they participated in one year and they didn't win. They came back the next year and then they were one of the winners. And when she won, that was 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and she's still at it. And for me, I continue to try. I love the entrepreneurial community, so I try to keep in touch with as many as people as I can. And so I keep tabs on a lot of folks. And Janae and I mean, so I'm a mentor, if you will, and try to help her along as she's raising money. But it's a super cool community. I'm glad to hear that Meetup was the way that you found us. We've been on Meetup for a while, but
I think one thing that I think is awesome is, so you could win in our new format that, we have now. We do these mini micro pitch competitions. And so people have more opportunity to win, even if it's not, they place it in November at the final event. And so I know one of my favorite sort of products that I've seen come out of Start Peninsula is actually somebody that they were a finalist in the competition, but they didn't win. It's Nisoni. They make this water faucet that has a like fountain component. But so
Brandon,
they
you need
were
to get
not,
them in the Marriott, by the way.
what?
I was just sidebar with Brandon really quick.
Oh, but so, they didn't win. They weren't a winner. They were in the top 10, but they were not a winner. And I mean, their best product in all sorts of design magazines and home stuff now. And so it's just really fascinating because, like Tim said, if you keep grinding, you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, so it's your typical fountain for your or water faucet for your sink, and then it's just got a lever, and then it turns into a drinking fountain. So like, if you're brushing your teeth or have to take medicine, or if you just want to get a drink in the middle of the night, you just turn the fountain portion on, and then just grab a drink of water. It's pretty cool. Well, all right. Unless there's anything else, we'll give you back 9 minutes of your time. Stay in touch. I look forward to seeing you all at Pitch Perfect.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right now.
All right. We'll see you, everybody. Good luck.